Here we go. We are live. All right. Good afternoon, Alec.
Hi, Merrick. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming. And well, you're having us in your Isle of Elsie cave.
I'm in the dragon cave right now. Yeah, I thought it was the best place to draw dragons.
Yes. So this is a Comics Workshop over here on this side. This is the Comics Workshop headquarters. We're here to draw dragons with Isle of Elsie's Alec Longstreth, cartoonist extraordinaire. How do you introduce yourself, Alec?
Yeah, I'm a cartoonist. I'm a dad. I'm a dragon lover. So I started Isle of Elsie because I love dragons and fantasy stories. And yeah, it's sort of my project that I'm most excited about now and having the most fun with.
Yeah, you just got a big award for it.
I did. So I can say it's award-winning webcomic / graphic novel series. So that's very exciting.
Got a Reuben Award, divisional award from the National Cartoonist Society. Right?
Which you were nominated for Best Graphic Novel, an amazing feat for a self-published cartoonist to be up there in the big leagues. It was very exciting.
Oh, thank you. Well, to both of us then.
Yes.
So, and thanks to National Cartoonist Society for honoring indie projects.
Yeah, I still don't even know how that happened. It's just one day you were like, hey, you're on the list. And I was like, you're on the list. Whee!
Yeah. I think you have the same approach I do. You just keep working on your projects, keep working on them. And sometimes people notice them, and then sometimes it's quiet for a while, but you never know where those comics are getting to, and then they pop up in strange places.
Totally. So just keep your nose down. Just keep your eyes on your own drawing table.
So let's do that today. Let's do some indie, self-published dragon drawings. Alec, I have a couple friends here who are psyched to meet you. As you'll see, I have Phoenix, my fellow artist Phoenix over here.
Hi, Phoenix.
And my fellow artist, Curious Pickle, over here.
Curious Pickle, good to see you.
And they are longtime Isle of Elsie Basewood fans. I think most of your lives you've been reading Basewood and Isle of Elsie.
That is so exciting to hear. And you've got the books right there.
They even brought the books along. So just so people at home can see them, why don't we show this up close? This is Alec's book, Isle of Elsie, the first of many, I think.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
I'll show the back while you show the front.
Yeah, and it looks like you're planning on these spines taking up quite a bit of shelf space over the years because you've got a huge, epic story, I know. And one of the coolest things that really got our creative juices going here was your Isle of Elsie activity book, which I believe this is actually available free on your site.
Yeah, you can get a PDF download of it for free on the Isle of Elsie website, which is just isleofelsie.com.
Awesome. So if people are drawing along with us today, don't worry, I'm going to zip over to my desktop cam and we'll show you the activity we're doing. So you can draw along with us. And then after today, you can head over to the link we post for the Isle of Elsie activity book. Yeah, look at this. Curious Pickle is ready to go. So, Alec, I believe you're going to draw on your, are you ready to show where you're drawing? So we'll
drawing in Photoshop.
There you go. Oh, you're drawing on your computer.
Yes, so I've got a tablet and I can draw in here. I'm going to use like a light gray to represent pencil. And then I will also use black to show ink, which we can hopefully get to as well.
Cool. All right. And I am going to switch my cameras to show, there we go. Can you see that? I'm going to show my desktop right here with I have my paper. I have my pencil, I have an eraser, and we all do. And then I have my Isle of Elsie activity book open to page, I believe, 18, Dice Designed Dragons. Oh, no, I don't have any dice. Does anybody have any dice?
Will stole them.
What? Curious Pickle, do you? Oh, he's our dice bearer.
He is the dice bearer.
Could I have a pair of dice? We'll show Alec the dice. And what I was thinking we'd do here, Alec, whoops,
don't turn it upside down.
Is I was thinking I would roll for you. And can you roll for me?
Yeah, so I've got the randomness app here, and I can roll digital dice since I'm on a digital workspace.
All right, you're our digital dice design dragons.
Yeah, there's some alliteration for you.
Designer right there, yeah. And I'm our analog worm creator. Okay. All right, so who goes first? Do you want to roll first for us, Alec?
Sure.
Will's going first, remember?
Oh, you know what? We did have a request from the home team to go first. That means Alec's going to be batting second here.
Okay.
So, all right. So let's show the people at home how this works. Do you want to walk us briefly through this before we roll?
Will.
Sure. Me, Alec?
Yeah, Alec.
Yeah. So there are 9 categories, I believe. There's the body, there is the neck length, then the head, then eyes, horns, wings, limbs, number of limbs, and then extras. And so the idea is that you roll a dice to sort of randomize the different attributes of a dragon. And this idea came to me from reading about traditional Chinese dragons. There's dragons in almost every culture in the world. And theirs are these really interesting amalgams of different animals. It's, antlers from a deer and the mane of a lion and just all these different fish scales, all these different animals mixed together. And so I thought, wouldn't it be fun if you could roll a dice and have those randomly assigned? So what you'll see is on each row of the handout there is a little die sort of up in the corner that has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And so you'll sort of go to a category, the first one being body, and then you would roll the die. You would look at what number and then draw that. And so you slowly start kind of building a dragon as you go.
Okay, so are you ready to receive your body description, Alec?
Yes.
We'll roll right onto your own Isle of Elsie cover.
But I want to go first.
Yeah, you're going to roll first, right? All right, Curious Pickle is really excited to roll first.
Okay,
Will you
Curious
please roll
Pickle.
right here?
He's going to roll for himself, I think, is what it is. Yeah.
Yep, he'll roll for himself, then I'll roll for you, Alec.
So we'll only
Okay.
one dice.
Yep, one die. Is it one die, Alec?
Sure. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
we'll get this worked out.
Okay. So the first
Will,
roll
Can
is.
you please roll right onto there, Will?
Okay. But I'm going to use my hand.
We didn't work out the camera angle quite perfectly. Let's see. We'll compromise right there. Go ahead and roll right on there.
Well, please.
One.
1. So let's see what we got here. This die is a 1.
So
That
you
means,
the snake body with a curly tail.
all right, so
Would you
Curious
put it
Pickle's
in
drawing a
this?
snake body. Alec, here's your number.
Okay.
Ooh. The 6.
A 6. Okay. So I will
That
draw a
could be.
bean body.
Bean body. And I notice you put in long tail. So bean bodies have long tails.
Yeah. One has sort of a short tail and one has a long tail. So I'm going to draw a big bean. And I'm going to be kind of sketchy. This is my digital pencil phase, so I don't have to be sort of perfect here. And then that will make sure that I can come back and find the line I want, and I can erase some of this other stuff after we ink.
Oh, I noticed you do something that I do often around the edge of the paper there, Alec.
Yeah, I put in a border so that we make sure if I want to print it out later or hang it on the wall, there's some room for like some thumbtacks or a piece of tape without covering up my drawing.
Oh, that's a good way to think of it.
Or if you drop it on the ground and the corner gets bent, it doesn't hurt the art.
Yeah. And it gives you a little buffer, a little safety zone too, where you can go beyond the edge of the
Now
picture.
whose turn is it?
I think it's Alec's turn to to roll for me.
Yes.
All right, here comes the roll. And you got a 5, which is also
5.
the bean body.
Also
This will
bean
be
body.
interesting because Merrick and I will start from the same body, the bean-shaped body with the long tail, but you will see that we end up with very different dragons.
Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do a bean here, and Phoenix to my left is going to draw a secret bean, and then we'll surprise you with it.
Okay.
Right? We're going to both do the same thing here. So I'm thinking, I think in the description, in the example, the bean was, it curved up. So I think I'm going to try curving it down.
Cool.
That makes it a little, oh, this is sort of almost a summer squash. Do you do dragons of all different vegetables?
You could. Yeah, I guess you could think of the curly tail as, I don't know, a long carrot or something. The round one could be a pear, and then the bean could be a summer squash.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's really close up on a bean and the first root is growing out of it.
Yeah, it looks like a sprouting bean, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, this could be a cool new way to inspire different dragon shapes. Look at sprouting and rotting vegetables and raw monsters based on it.
All right, so the next category, if everyone has their body in place, is the head. And so we do 2 rolls for this. The first roll is the length of the neck. And so 1 is the shortest, 6 is the longest, and then you roll again to pick which kind of head you're going to have. Overbite, underbite, beak, crocodile, old, or silly.
Okay, so let's see what Curious Pickle's going to draw. Please roll right there.
No, this is
Yes.
neck length. Got it?
First is neck length, and then second is head type.
Neck length 5.
So pretty long.
Pretty long.
Okay, so you're going to have a long neck. Do you want your head yet, or do you want to do the neck first?
You should put the neck on first.
I think he'll do the neck. Okay, Alec, are you ready for your neck length?
Yes, please.
All right, here it comes. 4. That's right in the
4.
middle.
Okay, sort of a medium length. Okay,
Cool.
and then Eric, I will roll for you for neck length. And you got a 2, a short neck.
Oh, short neck. I wasn't planning on that. And Phoenix, I think, will do a short neck too.
Okay,
So
for both.
that means
And 1's basically no neck, I'm guessing.
Yeah, like the head just kind of like sitting on the shoulders would be a 1.
oh, really? Okay, I was going to say that would be my 1. I'll keep it short like that. Much shorter than the tail. Okay.
All right, so up next is the head type. Okay, so curious. What is it?
Pickle.
Cucumber? Pickle.
Curious. Yeah.
Pickle. It's a pickle. So.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
I can draw like a long neck.
Yeah.
I can draw a neck and a little body. It's
That's okay. That's okay. We'll help you with it. That's okay.
Merrick will help you with it. That's why we
Yeah,
do it.
we'll help you with it.
If anything doesn't feel right, we can always erase it.
Yeah, I'll help him with that while I give you. Why don't we let Alec do his head, and you can kind of talk yourself through rolling for the eyes and horns, and I'll just make sure Curious Pickle's dragon is going all right.
Sounds good.
He got a little confused, I think, with the neck and the body. So here's your number, Alec. 4.
4. Okay,
4 for the crocodile head.
So I've got this body here with sort of a long head, so I'm going to draw mine kind of looking down at something. So we'll put the eye bumps here, and we're going to save the eyes for the next step. And then we'll have the sort of cheek back here, and it's going to be looking way down, this long snout. I sort of like to make crocodile mouths kind of bumpy. And then we'll have 2 more bumps that are similar to the eye bumps, but those will be for the nose. So then we'll draw nostrils, and then we'll have teeth kind of going up and down, except they're sideways, so it's left and right, right? But that's sort of the idea with the crocodile head. So maybe they'll be looking down at something or some food or something. We can figure out at the end what we're looking for. And then I guess I'll just roll through into eyes and horns. So we'll sort of finish out this head while we're doing that. So I will randomly roll a 3 for the eyes. And so as we check the little handout, let's see if I can pull that up while we're waiting. So here is the different rows. And so we can see that we've got this row of eyes, which is the yellow one. We've got cat eyes, cartoon eyes, mean eyes, which is what I rolled with a 3. Cute eyes, grumpy eyes, old eyes. Okay, so I'm going to put mean eyes on this crocodile, and I'm sort of still working in my pencil, so I can kind of work rough, but they're basically going to sort of go in. It's hard drawing sideways. I'm going to sort of put them in where those eye areas are. They'll be kind of looking down. Maybe I'll put little bags under his eyes. Tired. Maybe that's why he's mean, because he's tired. And then the last.
Goodness. Look at those eyes. I looked away for a moment, and you came up with a whole head of a monster dragon here.
And then I rolled a 4 for horns. So let's just quickly look at the horn options here. So we've got ears, up horns, down horns. I rolled a 4, which is antlers, a unicorn horn, or ram horns. So I'll just finish these antlers, and then I will turn it back over to you guys to work on your dragons.
Oh, thanks. We're going to need some numbers, and maybe you can roll and walk us through as we add to our dragons.
That sounds good. So I'm running off the page border a little bit there, but that'll work. And maybe since I have some room on the tail, I will use the magic of digital drawing to scoop my dragon over a little bit. I don't know if that's cheating or not. I'll just scoot him over there.
Oh,
All right.
yeah, we can't do that without
You
scissors.
can't do that with pencil and paper, but.
All right.
Okay, so you guys are back on head type, is that correct?
We're back over here on. I have a neck. I have a short neck, but I don't have a head yet.
Okay,
So-
so
We have Headless Dragons.
Headless Dragons. Okay, so the first number I rolled was a 3, which if we look at heads is the beak, which is very similar to Nogard the Dragon from Isle of Elsie. If that
Ooh,
looks familiar. He's got sort of Uncle Scrooge sideburns.
cool. Now, Alec, when you do this, does it have to look like that beak, or can it be any kind of beak?
Any kind of beak. You could have a
Oh.
toucan beak with stripes. It could be a short, little parrot beak or something. You could pick your favorite bird and add a beak.
I noticed you didn't say anything about the shape of the head. I don't think.
Yeah, the shape of the head, I guess, is just sort of, I guess it's more of a nose type, isn't it? I didn't think about that.
Yeah. There's all sorts of
round. I guess it's round with sideburns and a beak on the front of it.
I'm thinking of like a heron beak, although that's kind of more curved, isn't it? Oh, it's really looking dinosaurish, bird-like. I like these kinds of activities where you come into them maybe not having any idea, and then as you draw, you realize the idea is taking shape in front of you.
Now do I do my horns?
Yeah. I think Curious Pickle is ready to do horns, so we'll let you keep working on that.
So now
Yeah, one of the things that's fun about this is also that dragons are sort of undefined, right? As mythical beasts, there aren't a lot of rules. You can kind of
Oh,
do anything and still have it be a dragon. So it's not like, that's not a dragon. You can't have a crocodile face on a dragon. You can sort of have whatever you want. If you call it a dragon, it's a dragon.
Yeah. All right, I'm not done, I think, with my head. I need some
Now I
rolls
need to
for.
do again because I already did my
Eyes.
eyes.
We're moving on to eyes and horns here.
Now can I do?
You want me to roll for those, Merrick?
For me, yes. Curious Pickle is making his own roll here. So
Okay. So
We'll
I
show
rolled
you
a
this.
5.
he rolled a 1. So 1 for eyes, I see as cat eyes.
And I rolled a 5 for you, Merrick, which is grumpy eyes, sort of Garfield eyes or
Oh,
something.
perfect.
Grumpy Garfield eyes.
I like that. We can do that. I think I'll come in here. I think you'll just see one eye on the side of the head here.
I was actually going to do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be side view, front view, whatever you want.
Okay. There's my kind of grumpy eye.
Okay.
And then you're rolling for- what's that?
Are you ready for your horns?
Ready for horns.
Now I'm going to roll for my wings.
Wings.
We have a couple dragons going at once
At
here.
the
Al.
same time. Yeah, that's good.
You can roll for us for horns.
Yeah, for horns, I rolled a 6. So ram horns, sort of curled
Ooh.
up ram horns that could go on kind of the side of the head.
Oh, I see it. You gave us a
Find a
couple
spot
of
to
them.
stick them on.
All right.
And then I need you guys next to roll for me some wings.
That's going to look like it's wearing curlers.
You got to put the little stripes on it to show that they're.
Oh. Like that?
Yeah, that looks good.
Secrets of dragon cartooning.
Could be the Princess Leia dragon.
It is, yeah.
Ear
Princess Leia bird dragon. All right, ready to roll for Alec for wings, huh?
Yep.
All right, we rolled a 2 for you.
All right, so you can see there's 4 options for wings, and so the first one and the last one have 2 die numbers up in the corner. So number 2 is bat wings. So I am going to draw some bat wings on the back of my dragon. And these, again, are the kind that Nogard the dragon has in the book, so I'm used to drawing these. And the monster from Basewood had these kinds of wings.
I was going to ask, do you do the fingers of the wing first or the webbing?
I sort of do the webbing first, I guess, or the shape, overall shape, and then sometimes I'll sort of indicate the webbing on the far away wing to give it a little bit of depth.
Oh, nice.
All right, I will roll for you. Your wing number is 2. So we got the
2.
same one again. So this is what's interesting about this is our 2 dragons will have some similar attributes, but they'll have different attributes. And so it'll show you how in some ways they're the same, but in some ways they're very different.
I was thinking going the other way, maybe with my wings.
Well, you have an upside down bean too, so.
Yeah,
You have an upside down bean in it. You might as well have it.
and I'm going to deepen those webs.
So now that I'm done with wings, now I do
So next is limbs. And there's 2 steps, like the neck and the head. There's 2 steps here. So you first roll to figure out how many limbs is it going to have. 1 foot, just 1 big foot, or 2 feet, or 3 feet, or 4 feet, or 5 feet, or 6 feet. And then once you know how many it's going to have, then you roll to figure out which of the 5 options of feet it will have.
Okay, so Curious Pickle just rolled a 5. What does
So I
that
get
tell you for
5.
limbs?
5 limbs, then, right?
5 limbs? Can a dragon have 5 limbs?
It sure can. That's
All
what's
right.
fun about dragons.
All right. So, Alec, your dragon will have 2 limbs.
Only 2. Okay.
It's a wyvern.
Yeah. So I'll put 2 limbs coming off.
Do you count? You don't count the wings as limbs? They're
I
flying
guess not. They're other appendages. I just didn't know whether to call them feet because some of them are more hand-like. So, or I have some hooves in there and stuff.
I notice you're not drawing your feet because that's coming up.
Yep. So after we know the number of limbs, so I'll give you guys your number of limbs, which is 4. So yours will be a quadruped.
Oh, okay. I kind of
So-
use my wings as arms, but
What
I
do
guess
I
I could give it more
Do
limbs.
now.
So then roll again, Curious Pickle, to figure out which of those types of limbs it's going to have. Is it going to have claws, talons like a bird, duck feet, horse hooves, or lobster claws?
You rolled a 2.
So that is the first one, claw.
Plain
So like-
claw.
Yeah, like a dragon claw.
Yeah.
So you could make them feet or arms. You have 5 of them, so they could be anywhere on the body, sort of sticking out in different places where it needs a claw.
How many limbs were we supposed to have? 4?
You have 4, a quadruped. So why don't you guys roll for me? I'll see what kind of limbs I have, and then I will roll for you.
Okay. Let's see. We roll a, let's get our guide out here. I'm so glad that you did this. We'll post a link again, folks, to the free download of the Isle of Elsie activity book over on Alec's website. You printed these in nice, subtle color. You must have printed an awful lot of them to make it economical to print color, huh?
I sure did. I printed 1,000 of them.
Awesome. All right, so I rolled you a 2. That means standard claw.
Okay, standard claw, and I rolled you a 5, which is horse hooves. So yours is a quadruped. It's going to have 4 horse hooves.
All right, now here's another process question on mine. Assuming I put horse hooves on these feet, do I have to put horse hooves on these feet, or have I fulfilled my step 8 responsibilities?
I'm not a stickler. If you feel like, let's just say it has to have at least 1 horse foot. So if you want to put like 2 horse foots and then 2 claws, if that makes it feel more dragony, I think there's an unspoken final step to this, which is now embellish it and do whatever makes it feel more dragony to you.
Okay.
This should just be a springboard to sort of give you some ideas.
Yeah, because the way I drew it, I think it walks on its hooves, but it might need something to brush its beak with.
Yeah, I've gotten a similar question before when I've done this other times when someone gets lobster claw and they've drawn feet that are sort of going down. It's like, could it walk on lobster claws? That seems a little weird.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So you did your feet as claws. What? Oh, we'll roll next for extras for you.
Yep, the last one is extras.
Which is really
All right,
fun.
Alec, I rolled for you a 6, which gives us
A top hat.
my
Top
favorite
hat.
extra.
That is the absolute best extra.
And you guys, I rolled a 3 for you, spikes. So you can add spikes anywhere it makes sense to have spikes, on the back of the neck, on the hooves, wherever.
Nice. Are we, because of those rolls, are we forbidden from adding top hats and glasses, or could we use these as ideas too?
Yeah, I think
Top hats are
after we
pretty
finish up the handout, then you can embellish it with whatever steps. If something else on the handout looked fun and there was one you really wanted that you didn't roll, you could go back and add it. I might put some stripes on mine to sort of...
Yeah, I want to go back and add it.
Yep, Curious Pickle wants to add something.
Yeah, so go back. So now that we've done that, you know, another thing I like to add at the end is some dragon flame, right? Because that's another thing that makes dragons special, is that they can shoot fire. So I always add a little bit of fire to mine usually. And then the other thing is we have to name our dragons. And so the thing that I've always done is you take your name. So my name is Alec, and then you spell it backwards, which happens a lot in Isle of Elsie. And that's an easy way to get a cool sounding dragon name. So mine is named Sela the dragon.
Sela. So mine, if I did that trick, mine would be.
This is going to be hard since I have a pretty long name.
You could use a shorter nickname or something.
One of my many nicknames.
Yeah. So mine would be Karam the dragon. That's a cool trick.
What will mine be named?
Curious. Well, let's try. Could I try on your page?
Maybe just do pickle. If it's
I'll try
curious,
on the back.
it might be really long.
No, for Will.
Okay.
Will.
First, I'm kind of curious to see if a dragon was named Curious Pickle. It would be El Kip Swoy.
It's hard to say. The longer the name, the harder it is to say, I guess.
It should be his name.
El Kip Swoyruk.
That's a very nice
I'm going to
name.
give a little, thank you. I'm going to give a little accent mark to Karam. Put a little decorative twist underneath.
So I'm going to put a new layer on mine and ink it. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, let's see what you're doing. So you're doing this digitally.
Yeah, so I've got my character here, so I'm going to just even sort of gray down the opacity a little bit so that it's really light, and then I'll just put a new layer on top to ink on. Those will be my quote-unquote pencils, even though I'm doing it all on the same device.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say, we all started in pencil here, and then we're planning on inking this after we get done here, I think. But I'll show people what mine looks like inked. And then we'll post the final inked versions over on the Patreon.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, we could also wrap it up here. Should I ink this now or do it later?
Yeah, let's see how it looks as you ink
Okay.
a little bit. We'll watch you ink for a couple minutes, and then we'll watch me ink.
Yeah, so one of the things I like is once you have inks, you can sort of ignore some of the construction lines, like right in here where I was drawing that bean, but I want the tail to just be one continuous line. So it's nice to have indicated with the pencils, but now I can sort of ignore it as I ink. I can sort of, when it's a little sketchy and there's 2 or 3 lines there, I can try and find the true line in the middle there that I like.
The true line.
One line to rule them all.
Yeah.
And in the darkness draw them or something.
I know that feeling, like the picture's right there in front of you, and there's a bunch of different lines, but there's one true line to find.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I've been studying animation lately, and I guess animators, because they have so many drawings to do, they don't ever really erase. They just keep drawing on top of their drawings. So they get really sketchy drawings, sometimes with 3 or 4 layers of lead, different colors of lead. And then there's a department called the cleanup department that comes in and sort of picks out the correct line and sort of tightens up the drawing to make sure it's on model and animating properly. But
Wow.
takes a lot of skill to see a sort of a sketchy drawing with 20 different lines and pick out the exact perfect line that's going to be registered and everything.
And also to turn that in. Here's a pile of lines. And my job is to go through those lines and pick the ones that seem most true.
Yeah, someone posted a drawing the other day and I was like, wow, that's what you received and you turned it into that beautiful, clean drawing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I added spikes and stripes to mine as well because it makes it feel more dragony to me.
I see how when you go over those pencil lines and ink them, you really are bringing out a simpler drawing and a much more clear drawing that's going to catch my eye.
Yeah, trying to clean things up where you can. Sort of your last chance to correct the mistakes from the pencils.
Uncle?
Yes, Curious Pickle.
I think this needs a top hat.
Boy, we have some serious dragon makers over here, Alec.
I can't wait to see it. I want to finish up these inks and then I want to see what everyone's been working on.
You know, we play a game with these dragons sometimes. We play Scuba Chicken. Have you ever played that?
I have not.
Oh,
I think we should.
yeah.
Tell me about it. What's scuba chicken?
We'll have to give you a little tutorial on it sometime. And
Maybe
then,
we can play a game.
game.
Curious Pickle and Phoenix here are master scuba chicken players, and they're scuba chicken sharks, as they're called. They love to get newcomers into the game and draw circles around them. But yes, we should definitely play sometime, like an all-dragon scuba chicken.
Ooh, that would be fun. I think I've actually done that before.
Yeah.
I can't.
We'll get really stressed about that
Okay.
because he has some really new characters that I really like.
Oh, right. So we'll allow any kind of art form.
Although
yeah.
it's fun to draw dragons.
Yeah.
Because I really do have a really favorite person scuba chicken that I always draw.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's good to have a favorite character.
yeah.
So the last step that I'll do, I learned this from Merrick, is the acronym PIE, P-I-E, which stands for pencil, ink, erase. And so another thing that's strange about digital drawing is as I finish this up, you can still see my pencil lines in a couple places where there was a line indicated, but I didn't ink it. And so instead of having to erase those, I put them on a different layer for the digital drawing. And so as I finish it, I'll just turn that layer off and you will see that the pencils just go away. So over here are my layers. I have the paper, the pencils are on a layer, and the inks are on a layer. And so when I turn off pencils, I have a nice clean ink drawing.
Ooh, that's nice.
And this is Sela, the dragon.
Could you turn on those pencils again one more time? Turn them
Yeah,
on.
absolutely.
There it is.
So here you can see that's where the pencils were. And then that's the inks on top.
Nice.
So you can see little spots where I moved this eye down because it was not quite centered. I ignored some of these parts.
Oh, yeah. That's cool to see because we're using some of the same techniques in ours. We're drawing the bean and then just keeping those lines in there, but we don't necessarily ink them.
All right,
Well,
so can I switch back and see what you guys have been drawing?
Well, I started inking this, and since I'm using my standard Comics Workshop inking tools, just Flair felt tip pens and Blick water-based markers. And I tend to use I really like having a nice bold outline.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually go around the outer edge, but I think those spikes, maybe I won't do that for this dragon, or I'll just do like the underbelly.
Yeah, I love your upside down bean, and the wings are great. I love the downward facing wings.
Yeah,
Sort of like it just went swoosh and it's about to lift off.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I feel like maybe she like she uses these to brush her beak and comb her scales, and then she actually props herself up on her wings a lot.
But then she also has horse hooves, so she can go and like get up to a gallop before she takes off into the sky.
Yeah, I wonder if she can gallop with only two.
Maybe canter or trot.
You can definitely do a good clip clop. And I'm just going to go, I won't do the whole thing inking now, but this gives you a sense of it. I'm going to go around it like that.
Look at that long spiky tail.
Yeah, I'm so glad I made that long tail with spikes on both sides. It looks a little dangerous.
Yeah, that's like kind of a scary dragon.
And I was thinking this might be a good coloring page. So I'm going to leave some space between these stripes. So there could be like colored yellow and orange and red and yellow and orange and red, some kind of pattern in there.
My daughter would put a rainbow in there. She would love that.
Oh, that would look cool. I love that combination of colors. And then unlike you, Alec, I can't just turn off my pencil. So when I'm done here, I'm going to take an eraser and gently go over all this, just like I do with all the stuff I do in these live draws. And then what's that?
And it lifts out the pencil.
Yeah, and it's gone. And then if I do, one thing I do tell people, if I am thinking of coloring this, I always make a copy in black and white before I color it, so I can always go back to my color version. So we have a couple dragons who would like to meet.
I want to see them. Yeah, let's see Curious Pickle and Phoenix.
So here is Curious Pickle's dragon.
Whoa, look at that. So cool. I love the legs because you rolled 5 legs, I remember. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. It feels almost like octopus legs, like it could sort of climb on any surface. And then I see the bat wings, right? And some spikes. I see the top hat, which looks amazing. Your dragon and my dragon are very posh, right? They're very fancy dragons.
Mm.
Maybe they'll go have dragon tea together.
Any dragon wearing a top hat is either posh and fancy or a hobo dragon.
Yeah. Great job, Curious
great.
Pickle. That looks awesome.
We're almost done inking that. And then, oh, this is
Look at that.
Terragram the dragon.
Terragram, perfect. And I love the 4 legs, the horse legs. That's interesting. So Merrick chose to just do 2 horse legs, but you've got all 4. And that one feels like it could really gallop and run really fast, but then also fly, which is fun. I like the flower in the hat too. It makes it feel even fancier to me.
Yeah, I love the idea of a galloping takeoff.
Yeah, sort of like I guess a Pegasus or something. Pegasus dragon.
Yeah. Wow, so different. So, Alec, once we've got these
airplane
finished,
dragon.
yeah, an airplane dragon. It's like an airplane turkey dragon. Once we have these finished, why don't we post a little gallery of them, and we can share the link around again for people. And we'll also share a link to a free download of the Isle of Elsie activity book. And I always recommend this to people because, I mean, you're amazing. You do so many posts on your Patreon. Every time you finish a page of the Isle of Elsie series, you post it to your Patreon, and you also post it for free, right? So we'll...
Yep, isleofelsie.com. It updates every Thursday.
Yeah, and we'll post that website too. And anything else you want to send us that we should post for people.
Well, thanks so much, Merrick. And thank you, Curious Pickle and Phoenix. It was so fun drawing dragons with you guys today.
Yeah, really fun. I'm glad we could do it. Can we do one last screenshot?
Yeah.
Hold your dragons up. I'll turn off this light. And thanks, folks, for joining us at home. Oh, Alec can't hold up his dragon. We'll Photoshop it in there.
Yeah, you'll see it in the post, I guess.
All right. You want to do that thumbs up again for us? Woo! And I'll grab it. Nice. All right. Thanks a lot, Alec.
See you guys later. Have a good rest of your day out there in New Hampshire.
Good luck drawing Isle of Elsie, the next page.